Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to The Magic Happens with myself, Kathy Goggin, and Means Davis. And we'll share a little more about ourselves, but I wanted to start, maybe this is the first time you're joining us, maybe you've been here before, but I just want to share our why. Why are we coming on and doing Facebook Lives? Or in the future, we may do recordings and put them out for 15 minutes to give people an insight on some information that has, I'm going to be honest, radically changed my life. And that's why I asked Means if he would come on and do these with me every week for 15 minutes to perhaps share the insights that have made such a difference for myself with all of you, because maybe they can make a difference for you as well on the way we look at the world, on the way we look at ourselves. Sometimes I meet people and, they have the role of mom, or like myself, I always say I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, I'm an entrepreneur, but who are we really? And what is the life that we really want to create? What's the extraordinary life? Not the survival life. We've all done that. I certainly have. I don't know about you. But we don't need to live in that space anymore. We could create the extraordinary life because we're all so extraordinary. And that's why I asked Means to do this when I felt the world was getting a little dark. We needed to bring light. We need to bring joy and create what we want to create. And that tripling effect will move out into the world. I do believe, and I know Means believes that as well. So yes, we have a great topic today, a really great topic. And we're going to touch on the topic we had last week, because that was a huge topic as well, on how we want to show up in life. What's our commitment? And that's how I'm going to introduce myself this morning. My commitment to life is to come from love, peace, joy, and abundance in my personal life, in my business life, in all of life. And I ask myself, am I coming from that? And if I am, great. And I could feel the alignment. And if I'm not, oh boy, I can feel that too. And I don't want to go there. So Means, can you take it
over? Nope. I think that was it. That was enough. That was all anybody
ever needs.
That's all anybody needs to hear ever. And that's the great part, right? The really great part about it. So my name is Means Davis. I'm the founder of Empowered Enterprises International. And for the last 30 years or so, however long it's been, I've been working with individuals and organizations for them to be able to get clear on what their vision is. Really look to see, what do we want to create in the world? What's the difference we want to make? And then put together the how do we do that? How do we bring that vision into reality? How do we make it our real life now? Not something that we wish would happen or would start, next week, next month, next year, but something that gives you an experience right now of being on that journey, of having things working, and really being the fulfillment of your commitment. Yes. Like right now. That it's not something you have to reach out there for some other time, somewhere out there, sometime, somewhere, somehow. Maybe I'll make it if I work really, really, really hard and struggle and suffer now. Maybe I'll end up being happy. It makes no sense.
No, and it doesn't work.
And it doesn't work. It doesn't, right? It's kind of like saying I'm going to string all of these pieces of coal on this necklace, and at the end of it, I'm going to have a diamond necklace.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way. Our life is moment by moment by moment. We get to choose moment by moment by moment. When we get that, when we really look at shifting our focus to what we want, when we get that, we have stepped into our superpower, that superpower of choosing now and now and now and now, so that it's always open and it's always a choice. So looking at it as the old me, being that person who was all about survival, was all about trying, was all about, okay, so if I work harder, then maybe I'll get where I need to go. The old me being the one that said, okay, so it's time to make the coffee, time to make the donuts, get up every morning and you do the same thing every day. And at the end of the week, you've had the same life that you've had all along, and see it, nothing's working, right? It's kind of like mine's broken. Okay, mine doesn't work. This doesn't work. Okay, but more we choose and use that superpower, the more we choose what we do want and be in action for what we do want, we start adding those diamonds to the necklace. We start adding those moments of power, those moments of choice. So when we get clear that we're the ones doing the interpreting, right? We're the ones that see something and make it mean something. We experience something, and we are the ones that interpret that, and we store that interpretation. And the old me would just go to the file cabinet and use the old interpretation. But we say that we could actually start now allowing our higher self to make the choices, allow our higher self to be the one that says, okay, so that interpretation is interesting. It was what we thought last month, last year, when we were 5 years old, or what we were told when we were 5 years old, but it has nothing to do with our truth today. It has nothing to do with that. So higher self can say, what is an empowering interpretation of this event, of this circumstance, of what I'm seeing, hearing, whatever it is that I'm perceiving? What's the empowering interpretation? Because higher self wants empowerment. Higher self is about empowerment. It's about love. It's about the higher, the bigger picture. Whereas the lower self is all about the struggle and the survival and working harder. So we say the topic of today's conversation is fire the old self, the old me, as your boss. Because it's been running the show. It's been running the show, and it gave you the circumstances, done what it's done. All right, no longer useful. And we're going to hire the higher self. I love the play on words, right? Hire the higher self. But if we hired our higher self to run the show, what would life look like? It would look like us powerfully choosing moment by moment by moment by moment. Who do we want to be in this matter? Who do we want to be showing up as? How do we want our community to know us? And who are the people we want to play with? Where are the people we want to play with? This is where the business coaching comes in and meshes with the empowerment coaching, the personal empowerment coaching, because now we get to create our business from building a community of people that we want to be in business with. These are the people we want in our life, rather than I have to go, dial another 200 numbers so that I can get 20 people to say yes. And then I get 10 of those to buy something. And then one of those will buy another something. It is a numbers game, but it's a numbers of how many people do you want in your life, not how many can you get done. How much, how much can you do in as little time as possible? Yes, it's a world of abundance. It's a world of abundance. Anything and everything that we want is out there, and the higher self sees it. So if we just listen to higher self, if we be our higher self, allow that to be what we align our actions to, instead of aligning our actions to suffering and struggling. If we're aligned to scarcity, if we're aligned to suffering, that's all you see. If you're aligned to hard work, that's all you're going to see. And you're going to work harder and harder and harder at working harder. Instead of having it be about taking that energy and applying it to an action that produces what you want. It's like build the wall to protect, or use those bricks to lay the foundation in your walkway.
Yes, and I have witnessed the difference. Yeah. I was always about hard work, and you wonder, I don't know if anyone out there, but I would wonder, wait, like you said, means, well, next week looks the same as the past week and the past week, and you feel like you're on this treadmill. You're working unconsciously of, I have to make this happen, and not getting the results, and not realizing that it's you. And we're all energy, everything's energy. When we shift that energy to our higher self, like Means is saying, and we consciously choose our thoughts and what we want to show up in life as, what we want to create, having fun. Things start to happen. I have seen it when I've let go of hard work, of struggle, and started having fun. Amazing things are coming. And I'm not trying. Before it was always trying. No, 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 no. It's having fun and things are happening. I mean, I can't explain it all. Mies could explain it better. All I'm saying is I've taken what he said and just little by little, the awarenesses. We fall
Yeah.
short a lot. That's okay. We get back up and more awarenesses of what is our higher self want to create. Our higher self is love, just love, peace, joy, and abundance. That's why I'm getting it. And I just keep not trying. See, I almost said it. I just keep stepping into it, stepping
Yeah.
into that. And I'm seeing the things around me shifting by just the awareness and stepping into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
it's so exciting. It's just so exciting.
And here's the thing, it's simple, okay? It's really, really simple. The more complicated it is, the more you know your ego identity is at work.
Yeah.
Okay. So the simpler, the simpler, the simpler. You know, and it doesn't mean that we have to change everything in our life all at once. It's
Right.
change one thing, just add a little bit, add a little bit, add a little bit, right? And then you'll find that, wow, more and more, our life is predominantly guided by higher self, right? Before it was predominantly guided by the fear of pain or loss or all those fear-based
We're
conversations.
becoming enough.
Yes, yes, not enough. Oh my God, it wasn't even about becoming enough. It was about not enough, already not enough. I mean, just to tell one on Kathy, because I like to do this every once in a while.
Oh no.
First 5 or 6 calls that we came to, she would come prepared to the call with, this is what I've been struggling with this week. It's like, oh, it's such a struggle. Oh, great. Can we just set all of that aside and let's look at what you want? But
The
what do you
struggle
want?
was between my 2 ears.
Yes, it was. We made everything a struggle, right? We make it that way, right? And here's like the kicker, right? Sometimes as we start playing this game, we're going to look around and we're going to say, this isn't working. It's not working.
Yes.
See, I don't have $1 million in the bank already. Look, I don't have the brand new car yet. Oh my gosh, the world is still at war. Oh my gosh, love, peace, and joy and abundance isn't, it's just not working. Mine's broken. And we think that we just can't do it. And that's the topic we're going to talk about next, is that mine's broken. It isn't that it's broken. It's not even that it's not working. It's that it hasn't had enough time to be able to start coming into cohesion, right? It's not that it's broken. It's just that we don't know how to use it yet.
Yes. And now all those things that you mentioned, I have. And I'm having
Yes.
fun and there's no struggle.
Yes.
And if I
Yes.
fall back into it, I get myself out.
Like, yes, absolutely. Used to be, I love it. When we first start coaching or start working together, the people, my clients always have had years of putting up with or struggling or suffering or whatever it is, right? It was like years. And then we get into it and it's, oh my gosh, it was a month. And then it was like, oh my gosh, it's been a week. And then we get to a point where it's like, oh my gosh, it was a whole day that I was suffering and struggling. And then it gets to where it's like, okay, so it's been 30 seconds. This is ridiculous. Okay, where's my fun, my love, my play? Where's all the good stuff? Yeah. So all of this to say, right, like really and truly just let go, release, fire that old me that was running the show. Because it no longer serves. And hire the higher self. Hire your higher self. Like attach yourself to the higher self so that it flows and starts flowing through you. And just add one little bit, it may be a 5-minute meditation. It may be, 30 minutes of exercise. It may be having 2 new conversations with new people. It could be whatever it is that is that expression of higher self for you. Because each of us are unique.
Yes. And think about your commitment statement if you don't have one yet, because that is a great
Yes.
go-to.
Absolutely, absolutely. Highly, highly recommend having a statement of what I'm up to, what I am committed to having be in the world because I'm here. There's the way I like to say it.
Beautiful.
Be the light. Yeah. What's the light shining?
Be
All
the
right.
change we want to see in the world. We've heard that before.
Absolutely. Yes,
There's a reason.
yes. All of these points of light are actually pointing to the light. It is not.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
thanks everyone for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week. Put any comments or questions or your commitment below the video. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody. Have a great one.
Have a great one.
Hmm?
Bye.
Bye.